Story 1. Mine says, be the person you needed when you were younger. I'm a teacher, and it's the whole reason I got into teaching. So it's just my daily motivation whenever the issues get overwhelming. Story 2. Not mine, but my friend and her husband have a picture of Mac and Charlie from It's Always Sunny. The meme where they see each other across the restaurant. One has Mac, the other has Charlie. It's pretty cute once you realize. Mine is of my dog. Story 3. My husband and our 2 late dogs we lost this year. There's a part of me that is afraid to change it even though I know it's silly and doesn't actually impact the memories I have of them. Story 4. Do not have a phone, but my tablet background is rotating depending on a different memory of people I visit. When I visit, I will swap to my latest experience with them. They will notice it, and we will make sure to do something different that trip so I have a new wallpaper until I see them next. Story 5. Luffy from One Piece is inspiring because of his spirit in diving towards his goal while truly living and enjoying his journey with his loved ones. This is what keeps me going. No matter how tough the times, just stand tall and keep moving. I don't know where or how, but everything will be figured out. Just go, go, go. Story 6. My newborn daughter. I never thought I'd have my family member's picture as wallpaper, and now I have her picture rotating automatically as wallpaper. Story 7. I love the brand Natural Life's wallpaper. They have a whole bunch you can choose from for free that have cool quotes and are just beautiful. I rotate these. Story 8. I am currently watching One Piece, and as I progress through the show, I keep my wallpaper as the cover of the manga volume I am up to. It has been fun seeing it change as the episodes go by. The covers are so fun and creative, and I would not have missed them otherwise. Story 9. Cartoon of Santa Claus with a cat on his lap. Because it is Christmas and I love cats. On my lock screen only, though. On my home screen, it is just the dark blue sky from the cartoon with snowflakes. Story 10. Rotating album of a lot of different things. Official and fan art of fandoms from Star Wars to Zelda to Spider-Man to RWBY, including some that I have made myself. I included some sentimental photos as well. There are 36 photos in the album. I have a similar album on my laptop as well. Story 11. Percy Jackson for my lock screen because I've had it since I was 12 and am not ready for that era of my life to end. The cartoon cat Pusheen for my home screen because it's cute, and new iPhone updates make it damn near impossible to change it. Story 12. The default wallpaper of the Earth. It's a live wallpaper, so it shows as the Earth revolves around the sun. When it gets dark here, you can see the sun over the southern hemisphere and vice versa. Story 13. My fiancé. We're long distance for just a few more months, and if I don't surround myself with memories or bring him up whenever I can, I feel like I'm going to start vibrating at a frequency that would destabilize the Earth's gravitational pull. I am a pretty solitary guy, and I'm experiencing a lapse in friendship after we all seem to drift in different directions suddenly, and my family are not the type to want to talk about more than the weather. So here I am on Reddit, searching out posts, laughing. Story 14. Latoile Perdue, The Lost Star, 1884, by William Adolphe Bouguereau. It depicts Merope returning to her sisters after her romance with Sisyphus. It represents the period of time when the Pleiades only had 6 stars visible. Story 15. Selfie with my daughter. We started a tradition of taking one each time she is leaving for a trip. Then I keep that as my wallpaper until she is back home. Story 16. Years ago, I made a little space scene in Ibis Paint X, and I liked it enough to make it my background. I haven't changed it yet, and I see no reason to change it now. Story 17. My home screen wallpaper is just a blank purple background because I hate busy backgrounds, and it's my boyfriend's favorite color. My lock screen is a screenshot I took of Asterion from Baldur's Gate 3 because I'm obsessed with him right now, and it's a good screenshot that people really liked on Tumblr. Story 18. I have a picture of the sky that my boyfriend took, and I chose it because I thought it was sweet that he sent it to me and told me the heart-shaped cloud made him think of me. Story 19. I have a giant photo album on my phone of pictures of my husband, and every hour my wallpaper changes to one of those photos. I really like my husband. Story 20. The moment you reach Aner Londo for the first time in Dark Souls. I just think it's a cool picture. First used it somewhere around 2014 to 2015, and it's just been there ever since. Had it on all my phones and don't care to change it. Story 21. I have an ink drawing of my son-in-law underwater diving in scuba gear. Reminds me of my son popping out of the water saying, "Giant Ray, coming for my heart." Erwin had just been killed by 1 day before, and they thought it was funny to scare me. Story 22. The Canyon River at the base of a 14,000-foot mountain in Colorado. I've been to the highest and lowest points of the mountain and found what I needed at that point in my life. More have come and gone since, but it was the restarting point I needed then, and I will always be thankful for it. Story 23. It is a picture of a Velociraptor animatronic from the Line Q of Velocicoaster at Universal's Islands of Adventure. That ride was a bucket list ride for me ever since it first opened. I finally got to ride it this past November, and it exceeded my expectations. It was phenomenal. The Line Q was half the experience as well. It's so well themed, and being a Jurassic World fan, I loved every second of it. Story 24. A kitten I adopted off the street and took care of for a few months before she sadly died. She might have gotten poisoned, as there were a bunch of other cats that died with the same symptoms around the same time, before and after my kitten died. Story 25. Picture from vacation of my sister and me. Previously, it was a nice nature picture from a hike, but I sometimes leave my phone at random places like at work or my friends' houses. And I figured having a picture with me in it would make it easier for people to know it's mine. Story 26. My lock screen is my girlfriend sitting on the hood of my car during a sunset because I thought it was a really cute photo of her. And I always liked the aesthetic of photos with girlfriends sitting on their boyfriend's car. My home screen is my brother and me standing next to a tank and its corresponding cannon shell. I thought it was cool and I love my brother, so that's that. Story 27. My lock screen is a picture of a fox pup by my parents' house. My home screen is a picture of me and my 3-year-old because I hardly get to see him ever since I divorced his mom. Story 28. My lock screen is a collage of pictures of me and my nephews. My wallpaper is a picture of my dog. I like seeing personal photos. A lock screen and a wallpaper are just an excuse to place photos. Story 29. My silly dogs are on my home screen because they bring me joy, and a photo from visiting the Gulf is my background because I love the water and I met new family on that trip. Story 30. A picture of Sonic in front of a blue checker pattern I got from Wallpaper Engine. Thought it looked cool, but may change it out if I find a suitable replacement. I am more of a Kirby fan anyways. Story 31. Just one of the generic background photos my phone gave me to choose from. If I have a specific picture, people ask me who that is, and it gets annoying after a while. Is that your girlfriend? Is that your daughter? No, please stop asking. Story 32. A close-up photo of my computer screen displaying a blend of Mandelbrot renderings I created. It has a nice, colorful pixel look. Story 33. A black and white photo from my wedding day. I'm hugging and kissing my husband from behind him, so his face is prominently visible, and he has a great smile on his face because it wasn't planned. 2 years later. And I can't think of something that makes me smile more. Story 34. My cat Xander is sleeping on my bed. I'm away for school now, but when I'm home and working at my desk, I always look to my back left and can see him taking a nap on my bed. So I don't get to see him much anymore. Story 35. I put the city branding of Eurovision 2021 and never switched it. It was an amazing experience to work there as a volunteer, and it felt so surreal because of the COVID-19 restrictions and the first Eurovision in the Netherlands in 40 years. Story 36. It's the picture of Superman and Krypto sitting down looking at Earth, released by James Gunn because it's the only photo I have that's clearly made to be a wallpaper and has the right balance of everything. Story 37. My 16-month-old son is freaking adorable. Beautiful blonde curls and blue eyes. Button nose. 2 dimples, one on either side. He has a lot of issues. The main one is he doesn't eat food. He will only eat yogurts and toast, and he doesn't speak and is under assessment for autism. He lives in his own little world, and I'm so happy to be the center of it. Story 38. Picture of Unjammy Rammy on top of the speaker and blasting loud music behind Unjammy Lammy, which startled her. Actually very cute, and I like the character designs. Story 39. Custom chibi art commissions I got from one of my favorite artists I see at conventions. I love the work she does, and it's nice taking them with me wherever I go. Story 40. My dog because she's freaking cute and is almost always happy to see me. It's alright. She loves my partner more. I don't mind, even if he hasn't been in her life for too long. Story 41. Currently, it's the flag of Ukraine as I'm half Ukrainian, and I've always been attached to that part of my heritage, even more so since the invasion began. If I were able to have joined the army, I would have absolutely gone over to fight for the country that helped make me who I am. Story 42. 1. Picture of my son from when he was about 5 and really proud of something. It expresses that genuine, innocent childhood happiness. Black and white photo from the bottom of the Grand Canyon at one of my favorite spots. Story 43. Normally, it's the motivation of the stage I am at in life. For example, if I am feeling depressed, it has to be the opposite just to keep me going. So that's why I use it for the lock screen and my vision board as the home screen. Story 44. A Google Wallpaper's artificial intelligence generation of surreal cliffs with shades of gray and blue because I don't know, something other than just a default wallpaper, but I still don't know what to choose otherwise. Story 45. The screenshot of a scene from an episode of Season 1 where Walt is burning matches and throwing them into the pool. Sort of clueless in life right now, so it just resonates with me. Story 46. This law dispute-themed art I found on Reddit is just so well done to the theme of my favorite song. I love it. Story 47. Lock screen. It will change in a couple of days. So cozy and Christmassy. Home screen was my lock screen as well. This one was chosen as one of my favorite guitar Twitch streamers has both of these guitars, so I made the wallpaper. Story 48. It's my dog who passed away early this year, 1 month shy of being 18 years old. My little best friend for life. But I feel like I'm ready to change it. Not sure to what, but I think my grieving process requires something else I see every time I grab my phone. Story 49. A picture of my son at 14 and me on a vacation in 2004. I chose it because it is the only picture I have of the two of us together. He died in 2018, so there is no chance of another one. Other pictures were lost in old phones. I have many of him, and he had many of me, just not in the same picture. Story 50. Birth Control was a German rock band founded in 1968, the same year when the Pope banned birth control pills, hence the name. They were one of the most radical bands of their era. The cover is impressive. Story 51. My lock screen is a purple collage of Jesus-themed pictures, and my home screen is a collage of pictures of me and my partner with Ruth 1 verse 16, written in a pretty font. Story 52. A picture of the northern lights that I took a few miles from my home because they are breathtaking. I live in central Ohio and never dreamed I would be able to see them in my own backyard. Story 53. My lock screen is a picture of my boyfriend and me at the Ohio Renaissance Festival from 2022. My home screen has a great picture of my sister, dad, and myself at my niece's wedding reception in September 2021. It's one of the last pictures I have with dad. He passed 3 years and 1 day now. Story 54. I have a picture of my partner and me as my lock screen, and my home screen is a picture of my partner's handwriting because she was playing around with her signature, putting my last name as hers, and I put it as my phone screen. Story 55. On my main screen, a picture of my cat because cat. On my lock screen, a little artwork that I found on here that says, I would rather be painting miniatures because I would. Story 56. A picture I took of a long hallway of a closed hospital building on Ellis Island. Several years ago, I got to take a tour of a number of the buildings that are closed to the public. Story 57. It's an image of an old sailboat resting at low tide with stars in the sky and reflecting on the water. I'm not sure why I chose it, but it's calming and makes me think of my past adventures. Story 58. My husband was raging before a double shift in July at the steel mill because shortly after, he got into an accident. In the picture, he's standing on 2 feet, which probably won't ever happen again. Story 59. It had ups and downs. Went from getting into the best relationship ever to being stalked for breaking off the worst friendship ever. But all in all, I'd say it was a good year in a long while. Story 60. My lock screen is just rotating pictures in my album and photos, and my lock screen is usually a cartoon picture I liked. This one happens to be a demon lady going through the checkout line of a grocery store. Story 61. Maurice Tillett smelling a flower. It started with me showing the picture to my sister or brother, and she said that we need to put that as a background, which we did, and I still have it. Story 62. Home screen. My kids in a loving snuggle, because their love for each other is the most beautiful thing in the world to me. The parent. Lock screen. My dog, because I lost her last year, and I still have a hard time knowing she's just not always there anymore. Story 63. Sunset from my back porch. We just moved into our new house on a hilltop, and it has the prettiest sunsets I've ever seen. The previous owners told us this, and I thought, yeah, right, sunsets are sunsets, whatever. But it really is different here. Very nice sunsets. Story 64. Koi pond. A dynamic live-looking background that I can customize with rain if I want, or touch the screen and make fish run away. I have had it for about 10 years, actually paid for it, and still love it. Story 65. My wallpaper is a patterned one with a bunch of Chibi Sonic the Hedgehogs on it because that is my favorite video game series. My lock screen is the orangest photo I have ever taken, my orange cat sitting on an orange chair next to an orange table containing orange fruit and soda. He passed away about a year and a half ago and I miss him so much, but that is one of my top favorite pictures of him.